Welcome back to what should be an interesting video this week. Now, I'm not done with Citra's content just yet, as I still have another video or two on that yet to come, so if you're enjoying the last 2 weeks' uploads, well, there's more yet to come. This week, I want to talk about and give my thoughts on Summertime Render. Yep, another tropical mystery anime that leaves you guessing what happens next. My Aquatope homies will understand what I mean. But yeah, this is an interesting one and might be worth a weekly episode review like I did with Aquatope. I'll make that announcement soon. In fact, the title of this video might give it away too. Alrighty, now then, this is the most important part of the video, so listen carefully. I kindly ask you guys to help me out a little bit and subscribe, especially if you enjoy my content. Summer is quickly approaching, which means more videos more often. I greatly appreciate all of your support, so let your anime fan friends know about this channel too. Help me to continue making content like this and more. With that very important information out of the way, let's move into the rest of the video. I'm going to structure this kind of similar to my Aquatope videos and start with my general thoughts and initial impressions. Episode 1 caught my attention not because of this scene, but because of the fact that the main character, Shinpei Aijiro, repeats the day of July 22nd over several times. Why? Because he dies a different way each time, and I can't help but think back to the anime Yuno from summer 2020, where Takuya goes back in time multiple times to save his sister Ayumi from dying. It's not quite the same premise, but these two anime definitely share that same theme of preventing a death. Yuno went on to focus on other things though. Summertime Render looks to focus on preventing Mio's death and the mystery behind the shadows. If you've already seen the first 2 episodes, then you're probably like me and thinking, doppelganger? Supposedly, if you look your doppelganger in the eye or make eye contact, you die. This anime doesn't just focus on the mystery behind these shadows or doppelgangers and Shinpei's hometown on the island though. There's the mystery of Ushio Kofune's death to solve as well. Now, my thoughts are that if she was killed by a shadow, then there's little reason to drag the story on. That would be too predictable and cliché. The fact that Ushio's death is a mystery tells me there's more to the story and her death than these first 2 episodes are leaving us to believe. We'll have a full 22 other episodes to speculate and draw conclusions, but the story is definitely there. It's just a matter of how it will be told that is yet to be seen. However, there is unfortunately a source material for this anime, unlike Aquatope. Let me explain. Summertime Render could be even better than it already is if it were an original work. With an original anime, you don't know what comes next or how an episode stacks up to a certain chapter or volume. This then allows for even more speculation and mystery, especially for an anime like this, but let's be honest. How many of you have actually even read the manga for this? That aside, let's talk about the beauty of this anime. OLM, the animation studio, does an excellent job at bringing out these vibrant blues and greens of the ocean and surrounding plant life. Not only that, the characters themselves have this smooth but semi-gritty design which seems to aid in the mysterious atmosphere of this anime. Just to put things into perspective, OLM is the same studio that is currently animating Pokemon 2019, aka Pokemon Journeys. Summertime Render is definitely no love story. There's not much in the way of deep shading and moe-like female characters. This anime lacks that kawaii nature, which is fine. Furthermore, the design aids the unsettling nature that is death and fear, 2 very important elements in this anime. Don't let that fool you though. The close-ups in this anime are incredible and not something to scoff at. Despite the occasional gritty feel, this anime still brings forth a sophisticated design with a lot of attention to detail. The steady movements of a lifted bag, apps on a phone, the cut brakes on Mio's bike. It would be a shame not to include this scene before the opening in episode 2 as well. While Summertime Render is certainly no Aquatope, and the beauty of some of those scenes, any anime set on an island in Japan is going to be given a huge animation budget. Additionally, you know who the main characters are in this anime just by how well they're designed. Really, I should say the important characters. Most of the characters in Aquatope are animated and designed equally, but there is a clear lack of equal design in Summertime Render. I don't think this is a bad thing, but the design makes it clear that there will only be a handful or less of characters who are important to the main story and dynamism of Shinpei and possibly Mio. If we get more crazy stuff like these shadows literally shimmering out of the ground, this anime could really go far. They're eerie, but give me a sort of Spirited Away vibe, just creepier. There's more I could talk about here, but I think that's best saved for a later date. Now then, I want to talk about the mysteries within this anime. Obviously there are the shadows, but where do these things come from and what exactly are they? There's also the mystery of why they're killing people. There's also the mystery of hitting that subscribe button and why you should. That one's pretty deep. We know Shinpei is connected to all of this in some way as he keeps waking up in July 22nd over and over, like I mentioned in the start of the video. He dies, but he gets resurrected, for lack of a better word, each time he does die. Why? My theory is that Shinpei will have to be the one to unravel the mystery of the island and the shadows, but Ushio's death also has to be avenged. That brings up another mystery though. Why wasn't Shinpei being sent back to try and prevent her death? What is it about Mio that he has to protect, according to Ushio? There are a lot of questions to be answered, and I'm genuinely excited to see the mystery behind the island gradually unravel with time. No pun intended. Mystery anime can be difficult to put into practice and have a solid story with enough twists to make you say, didn't see that one coming. Summertime Render already has its sights set on its end goal too, introducing the shadows and proving a myth true. I have no idea where this anime is going to go, which is equally as exciting. I'm curious about the woman on the boat too though. She seems to have some kind of connection to everything, but it's like she knows more than what she's letting on, so where exactly she'll come into all of this is yet another mystery. Summertime Render has a lot of promise and a lot of potential. The anime is already pulling an 8+ on some streaming sites, while AniList has it at a 78-79%, which, for 2 episodes in on AniList, is pretty impressive. MyAnimeList has the anime at an 8.22 average score so far, or approximately 82%. Think about it, how often do we get anime that achieve such high scores this early on? Now, someone is thinking, what about Spy Family? I don't know how that is pulling a 9+. That is the work of a very unique fandom. But yeah, I'm glad this anime airs on Thursday evenings. This was about the time slot for Aquatope as well. Crazy how the similarities seem to keep stacking up between the two. That being said, I'm gonna close this video out here. Remember, subscribing and sharing is free and is way better than some of these anime TikTokers. I'll catch you all next week with something brand new and possibly an episode 3 review of Summertime Render. Let's just hope finals week doesn't get to me first. Thanks for watching.